Hello everyone, I welcome all of you to this lecture. I think you have gone through the last lecture in which we have started the example based upon signal flow graph, and we have started that solving using the Mason's gain formula. Okay, so let us see again what is the Mason's gain formula and let us complete that example. So if you see this Mason's gain formula, it is used to find the transfer function of the system. Okay, so previously, again I am repeating, previously we have seen how to reduce any block diagram with the help of block diagram reduction rules and how to obtain that output transfer function. Okay, so that is nothing but the gain of the whole system, and it can be also find with the help of a Mason's gain formula, which will be much easier and less time consuming than the block diagram reduction. Okay, so the equation is denoted like this: T is equal to, or a transfer function is equal to, Cs by Rs, which is equal to summation I is equal to 1 to n into Pi into delta I divided by delta, where we have seen that this I to n is nothing but a number of forward paths. So what do you mean by forward path? That we have seen. Okay, and for that particular forward path, for example, there is one forward path, then we can say that P1 is the gain of that forward path, and delta I can be calculated with the help of the this delta. Okay, so how that we have to calculate, that we have to see in upcoming slides. Okay, so just see this what we have covered. So Cs is the output node, Rs is the input node, then T is a transfer function or a gain between Rs and Cs. Rs is the input, Cs is output, and Pi is ith forward path gain that we have seen. So what do you mean by delta? The delta is equal to 1 minus sum of all individual loop gains plus sum of gain products of all possible two non-touching loops, minus, there is a minus that you have to keep in mind, because first sign is minus, second is plus, third will be minus, then next will be plus, next will be minus. So such a alteration will be there. So the delta is, again I am repeating, delta is equal to 1 minus sum of all individual loop gains plus sum of gain products of all possible two non-touching loops minus sum of gain products of all possible three non-touching loops. And from this delta, if I remove the touching paths to that particular path, for example, there is a first forward path, and to that first forward path, if there is any touching loop, these touching loops will be removed, and then we will get a delta I for that particular Pi or a particular path. Suppose there is a path number 4, then we can say that P4 will be the gain of that path, fourth path, and delta 4 will be what? We can say that all the non-touching loops should be removed from that. So delta I is obtained from delta by removing the loops which are touching the ith forward path. Okay, so let us complete that example. So we have seen this example. After that, we have seen what do you mean by forward path, then what do you mean by path gain, forward path gain, that we have seen. What do you mean by loop, that we have seen. The path that starts from one node and ends at the same node can be called as a loop, that also we have seen. So just to go through this again we have started with the example, and the same example, then we have calculated number of forward paths, then its gains. Okay, so then we have seen a number of non-touching loops, first non-touching pair, gain product of the first non-touching loop. These things we have I think calculated. Okay, so let us see again what we have seen. Okay, see, we have seen up to this one, I think, the number of forward paths, and then we have calculated first forward path, then we have calculated first forward path again, then we have seen second forward path, then we have seen second forward path again, and number of individual loops that we have seen. And I think we have seen up to this only, that is loop gains of that individual loops. Okay, so let us start with next point, or again I want to revise all these things again because this is very important. See, number of forward paths, there are two forward paths, that is y1, y2, y3, y4, y5 and y6. Okay, so y1, y2, y3, then y4, y5 and y6. This is the first forward path. Okay, and the gain will be what? The gain above the branches, multiplication of a gain above the branches. So if the path is like this, we have to just see the branch gains of that path and we have to multiply. So that is nothing but A, B, C, D and E. Okay, so the first forward path gain is P1 is equal to A, B, C, D, E. So what is the second forward path again? Or second forward path we have to see first. Secondly, we can trace this path from this line like this up to the y6. Okay, so it will be like this: y1, y2, y3, y5 and up to y6. See here, if you see in this diagram, second forward path is y1, y2, y3, y5 and y6. So what will be the gain? The gain above the branches of this path. Okay, so that is A, B, G and E. So gain will be what? A, B, G, E. So only two paths are there. You can see carefully. There are only two paths. So what do you mean by path? That we have also seen. We can say the tracing between input towards the output is nothing but path. Okay, so this path we have seen. Another path is like this one. If you try to observe another third path, then there is no any third path. If you see here, there is no any third path. Okay, so this is the only way that we can. These are the two only way that we can trace. Okay, so that's why there are only two forward paths. This is first one. This is the second one. Okay, and say the gain of this two forward paths we have taken. So number of individual loops are 5. So there are 5 loops. This is the first loop. Then we can say this is the second loop. Then this is the third loop. Then this one is fourth loop and fifth loop is this one. Okay, so that we have seen. So these are the loops, and that is y2, y3, y2, y3, y5, y3, y3, y4, y5, y3, then y4, y5, y4 and y5, y6. And the loop gains are, the gain inside that loop branches. So if you see the particular this loop y2, y3, y2, then the gain will be bj. Like this we have calculated the gain of the all other loops. So up to this we have seen. It was necessary to revise that. That's why I have revised this is because it is very important. Now let us see the next important part, which is very, very important. Number of two non-touching loops that we have to see. So now what do you mean by number of two non-touching loops? See, if you see this whole diagram, there are some loops which are touching to another loop. Okay, for example, if you see this loop y2, y3, y2, it is touching to this loop y3, y5 and y3. Okay, so but we have to locate non-touching loop. Similarly, if you see this y4, y5, y4 loop, it is touching to this loop y3, y5 and y3. But if you see this y2, y3 and y2 loop, it is not touching to this y4, y5, y4 loop. Okay, so I can say that these two loops are non-touching. Okay, because there is no any common node in between this. Okay, so if you see the number of two non-touching loops, there are two number of non-touching loops. So first non-touching loop pair is, if you see this diagram again, the first pair is y2, y3, y2 and y4, y5, y4. So these are the number of pairs. See, these are the number of pairs. There are two number of pairs like this. The first pair is y2, y3, y2, y4, y5, y4. So if you see the pair, this is the first pair, this one and this one, this loop. This is the first pair. Such another pair is, second non-touching loop pair is y2, y3, y2 and y5 and y5. Similarly, this loop is not touching to this loop. Okay, so that's why I can say that this is the another pair, that is y2, y3, y2, which is not touching to y5, y5. So we have located totally two pairs. Again I am repeating, number of two non-touching loops pairs, we can say these are the two. This is the first pair, this is the second pair. Okay, the gain product, now we have to calculate the gain product of this first non-touching loop. Okay, so if you see the gain product of this first non-touching loop, it is bj into di. So it is like this, bj into di. Similarly, the second non-touching loop pairs gain is, we can say it is bj into f. So if you see, it is a bj into f. So the gain product of a second non-touching loop pair is bjf. This we have seen. So there is no any highest number of or more than 2 non-touching loops are not present in this signal flow graph. Okay. So what do you mean by this line? Again I am repeating, higher number of non-touching loops are not present in this signal flow graph, or more than 2. Means what? If there are 3 non-touching loops are there, then this example will be again extended. But we have seen that only there is a no 2 non-touching loops pairs, we can say we have got this. But if you want to locate the 3 non-touching loops, there are no any 3 non-touching loops. Okay, suppose there is another loop like this, then we can say that this is the another pair of non-touching 3 non-touching loops. Okay, so in 3 non-touching loops there will be 3 loops which will be not touching to each other, but such a loop we don't have. So that's why we can say that higher number of more than 2 non-touching loops are not present. Okay, means if you want to locate the number of 3 non-touching loops pairs, then you will not get in this example, because there is no such any pair. Okay, so I think you got this. If you have any problem, you can contact me, because carefully we have to see this. If you carefully observe this, it will be very simple. Okay, now see again, if you see the forward path gains, again I am revising this because this is very important. These are the 2. First forward path we have seen, second forward path we have seen, then we have seen gain of a first forward path, then gain of a second forward path we have seen, then after that loops we have seen, then loop gains we have seen, then number of 2 non-touching loops we have seen, there are 2, then gain product of first non-touching loop pair is bj di, the gain product of second non-touching loop is bj f. Okay, so this we have seen, and higher number of non-touching loops are not present. So these calculations up till now, this calculation we have done. So what is next? The next is we have to calculate the delta. So what do you mean by delta? Delta is nothing but 1 minus sum of all individual loop gains plus sum of gain product of all possible 2 non-touching loops minus sum of gain product of all possible 3 non-touching loops. See, this part will not be there in our example, because we don't have any sum of a gain product of all 3 non-touching loops, because we don't have any 3 non-touching loops. We have only 2 non-touching loop pairs, which is 2. Okay, I think you got this now. So what is the sum of all individual loop gains? See here, that's why I have taken this on a common slide. If you see this part, sum of all individual loop gains, that we have located earlier. So these are the individual loop gains. Okay, and we have to just add this. So it will be bj plus gh plus cdh plus di plus f. Okay, so see here, it is 1 minus in bracket bj plus gh plus cdh plus di plus f. Okay, so it is a sum, but next is what? Sum of gain products of all possible 2 non-touching loops. Okay, so the first non-touching loop pair is this one, and the gain product is bj di. So we have to add this and this. Okay, so 2 pairs, 2 gain multiplication product we have to add. Okay, so that we have added here bj di plus bj. What we have added here? This part, this pairs, the first pairs gain product plus second pairs gain product, which is what? 2 non-touching loops. Okay, so that we have seen. We don't have any 3 non-touching loops, that's why this will be 0. Okay, so that delta we have calculated now. Now the next thing is that we have to calculate delta 1. Okay, now what will be this delta 1? Delta 1 is nothing but it is what we have seen in that formula. Let us see that formula again. Delta I is obtained from delta by removing the loops which are touching the ith forward path. Okay, see again, delta I is obtained from delta by removing the loops which are touching the ith forward path. See, if you see this example, delta I means delta 1 will be related to first forward path, and there is no loop which is non touching to the first forward path. So first forward path जो भी होता है उसी को कोई नॉन टचिंग लूप होगा तो वो हमें क्या करना पड़ेगा, निकालना पड़ेगा. सो देर इज नो loop which is non touching to the first forward path, so that's why delta 1 will be 1. Okay, similarly delta 2 will be also 1 because no loop which is non touching to the second forward path. इसमें इस एग्जाम्पल में ऐसा कोई भी लूप नहीं है जो कि वो उस फॉरवर्ड पाथ को नॉन टचिंग है. ओके, सो देयर इज नो लूप विच इज नॉन टचिंग टू द सेकेंड फॉरवर्ड पाथ. ओके, so this is very important thing that you have to see. So substitute n is equal to 2 in Mason's gain formula. So we will get this first forward path gain and related delta 1 plus second forward path gain and related delta 2. So delta 1 and delta 2 are 1 here. So that's why it will be directly P1 and P2 will be there. So that we have taken here, and the deltas that evaluation we have seen here, that we have taken here, and finally you will get the T is equal to Cs by Rs is equal to ABCDE plus ABGE divided by 1 minus this we have added and taken in a bracket Bj plus Gh plus Cdh plus Di plus F plus Bj Di plus Bjf. Okay, so this is the final answer of this example. Okay, so again I request you all of you to see carefully this example again and again, because this video is uploaded on YouTube, so you can see this video number of times. If you solve another example, then you will understand what will be the answer of this one. Okay, again one important thing is that sometimes in example this I will be there, or in place of this I sometimes it is represented by k. Okay, so either it will be I or it will be k. Okay, but the procedure is same, and sometimes in this place of P1 in some books it is written as M. Okay, that is mi or delta, sorry, mi delta I divided by delta, like this one. Okay, so either it will be P or M, or here in place of I either it will be I or k. So this you have to keep in mind. Okay, so let us see another example. So this is the transfer function of the above example. Let us say another example. So directly we will solve this because it will be very easy for you to understand. So here now transfer function is summation pk, delta k is there. So k either it will be k or I, just I have told you. Okay, so this transfer function is equal to summation pk delta k divided by delta. Okay, now here P is nothing but what? Forward paths. Okay, let us see how many forward paths are there. Okay, I can what do you mean by forward path? It is the path tracing from input towards the output. Okay, so let us see how we can trace this. I can trace like this from Rs, like this one. I can trace like this, like this. So linearly I can trace. Okay, so there is one path like this one. Okay, so this is the first forward path that we can say, and the gain for this first forward path will be what? The gain of above branch, that is 1 into G1 into G2 into 1 into G3 into G4 into 1. So I can say that the gain is G1, G2, G3 and G4. Okay, if you neglect this one, if you multiply this one, it will be same. So the gain of a first forward path is G1, G2, G3 and G4. Now this is about the forward path gain first. Let us see is there any another path available or not. See, I can go like this. I can't go here because this is a reverse path. Okay, similarly I can't go here also because it is a reverse path. Okay, so by the observation I can say that there is only one forward path. So as the forward path is only one, I can say that this will be very simple example to solve me. Okay, now we have to see the loop gains, we can say. Okay, now individual loop gains we have to calculate. So if you see the individual loop, the first individual loop is this one. Here I have directly solved Okay, but see how I am going to solve this. So this is the first loop. Okay, what do you mean by loop? Starting from the same node and ending at the same node. So it is starting like this, like this, like this. So this is the first individual loop we can say, and the gain of this individual loop is G1 G2 minus H1. Okay, so it is minus G1 G2 into H1, the gain of a first loop. Okay, so this first summation is nothing but a first para in that delta example, and this is the second paragraph in the that delta we can say equation. Okay, where is the second loop? I can say the second loop will start from here and it will go like this. Okay, starting from this node ending at this node. So it will go like this, like this, like this, and it will come like this one. Okay, so if you see the gain of this loop, it is a G2 into G3 into H3. So the gain is G plus G2 G3 H3. Similarly, there is another third individual loop. It will start from this node and it will end at the same node. So that's why I can say that this is another third loop that we are having. So we can say that the gain is a G3 into G4 minus H2. Okay, so this is the first algebraic sum of, we can say, individual loop gains, which we have seen in this example. See, we have calculated this one, that is a sum of all individual loop gains. This we have calculated. So this is the minus G1 G2 H1 plus G2 G3 H3 minus G3 G4 H2. This we have calculated. Now we have to see the second part, this one, that is a sum of all gain products of all possible two non-touching loops. Okay, as there are only 3 loops, and if you see this middle loop, it is touching to this one and this one. Okay, so there is no need to consider this loop. So that's why I can say that there is only one pair of two non-touching loops, this one and this one, because these loops are not touching to each other, or there is no any common node in between these two loops. Okay, so the second thing that I have to calculate now, that is a sum of gain product of all possible two non-touching loops. Okay, so previously in previous example we were having two such a pairs, but in this example there is only one pair of non-touching loops, two non-touching loops. Okay, so this is the first loop and this is the second loop. But now we have to multiply this, because it is clearly mentioned that it is a sum of gain products of. Okay, gain products of. For summation there must be number of pairs, but only we have only one, so that's why we have to just take the multiplication of that one. So we have to just multiply this G1 G2 minus H1 into G3 G4 minus H2. Okay, so if you see, this minus gets cancelled and it will become G1 G2 G3 G4 into H1 H2. Okay, the multiplication of I have taken just a multiplication of this gain plus multiplication of this gain. Okay, so minus gets cancelled here, so we have seen this one. So what is the next part in the delta? That is a sum of gain product of all possible 3 non-touching loops. See, in this example there are only 3 such a loops. Okay, but 3 loops, but we don't have a 3 non-touching loop pairs, because this loop is touching to this loop as well as this loop. So there will not be any this part, that is a sum of gain products of all possible 3 non-touching loops. So again in this example also there will not be this bracket, so it will be limited to 2 only. Okay, see, so this much we have calculated, and as there is no any second path, so that's why there will not be any second path gain, and delta 2 will be there. Okay, so again here delta 1 will be 1. Why delta 1 will be 1? That you know, that we have solved previously. Okay, now we have to put this in a delta's equation, that is 1 minus this summation, above summation, that we have put here, and we have got this transfer function's answer, that is a G1 G2 G3 G4 divided by 1 plus G1 G2 H1 minus G2 G3 H3 plus G3 G4 H2 plus G1 G2 G3 G4 H1 H2. So this whole example we have solved now. So this is the answer for this example. Okay, So just carefully see what I have done here. Okay, just carefully solve by solving this delta, then this delta 1, delta 2, or based upon these paths. So these two examples we have completed in this video lecture. If you want to solve the more number of examples, I will just post on that Teams wall, and after that you can solve, and if you have any doubt, you can ask me. Okay, so this is all about this lecture. We have solved these two examples. Okay, so if you want to solve another example, then the next slide is also added in this example. See, you can solve this example for a better understanding of this Mason's gain formula. So just take down this and solve, and just post your answers on Microsoft Teams wall. Okay, so just solve this, and if you have any doubt, you can ask me. Okay, so what is the procedure again? I am telling, just we have to see number of forward paths, and the gain will be P1, P2, P3 based upon that particular path. Delta 1, delta 2, delta 3 will be there based upon that particular path. So what do you mean by delta? That we have seen. Again, what do you mean by delta? This we have seen. What do you mean by delta I or delta 1, 2, 3? That is, delta I is obtained from delta by removing the loops which are touching to the ith forward path. Okay, so that we have seen. So this is all about this video. Just solve this example, next example that I have added here. Okay, and solve this and tell me the answers. Okay, thank you very much. We will stop here.